Hey guys, it's Kayla. Welcome back to my channel. Right now I'm making the cheesecake, and I thought I would just show you guys what I'm making because I made dinner earlier and I went ahead and uploaded it, so they're going to be separate. But this is making cheesecake, and it's just out of the box, but I really like cheesecake, so I thought I would show you guys how I do it. And you can get any kind of no bake cheesecake. This is like the store brand, but and what you'll need is some type of pan to put the crust in. And mine is a round pan, and it's, just a regular pan, but the inside of it, the coating is like wearing off. So I normally put aluminum foil in it first so that I won't have to worry about anything sticking to the actual cheesecake. And then I spray it with Crisco spray. And then you'll need a third cup of butter, and I put it in this cup right here so that I can put it in the microwave because you do have to melt the butter. You'll need, depending on your box or whatever recipe you're using, this calls for 1.5 cups of milk. So I've got the milk out, and you also need 3 tablespoons of sugar for the crust part. So first I'm going to put the third cup of butter into the microwave and melt it. Okay, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to open up the cheesecake and get out the crust part. So it's the graham cracker crust. And we'll put this inside the pan. I just kind of spread it out evenly in the bottom of the pan. And we're going to add the 3 tablespoons of sugar to this graham cracker crust. So I don't know where my tablespoon is, so I'm just using a regular spoon, but you need 3 tablespoons of sugar, and you just put it in with the graham cracker crust, and then we're going to stir it up after we put all 3. And this just makes the graham cracker crust sweet. And I've got the butter melted. So first I'm going to stir the sugar into the crust, and then we'll add the butter to it and spread it around. But I just want to get the sugar out evenly throughout the crust. So that's why I'm mixing it. And then I kind of try to like flatten it up to where you want the crust. And then that way when you add the butter to it, you just kind of put it in place with the spoon. Okay, so I'm going to take the third of a cup, the measuring cup, and just try to just kind of go around evenly and get the butter everywhere so that it kind of soaks into the graham cracker crust. This is what kind of holds it together. I could eat this graham cracker crust just like this. I love the graham cracker crust with the sugar and the butter, but I better not. So then I'm just gonna, you can use your fingers if you want to, but I just see sometimes it's hard to use a spoon or something because it sticks to it. But you just want to kind of get all of the graham cracker crust like mushy with the butter in it, and then we'll fix it together to where it's perfect like it's supposed to be. But you want to get all of it saturated with the butter, but you don't want it to be too like overly buttered because then it won't stick together right. So you just gotta kind of mess around until you get it all mushed up and coated evenly. Once you get it all pretty much saturated in the butter, that's when you can start to take, you know, your spoon or whatever you're using and kind of try to push it down and spread it around so that it looks like a crust. I love the smell of the graham cracker and the butter together. And I start from the middle of it and kind of push out towards the edges to get it down evenly and flat. Okay. And just make sure that you have the crust spread out evenly. And then I'm almost done, and then I'll show you guys how I have it. So I've got it all spread out so that it's to all the edges. And then while that sits for a minute, we've got our 1.5 cups of cold milk. And I've got a bowl, a bigger bowl than I need, but it's the only one I have right this second. And then I've got just a little mixer. And we're going to take the other thing in the box is the filling, the cheesecake filling. So we're going to open it. And it actually says to put the milk into the bowl first. So that's 1 cup. I need a half more. Put the half in, and then it tells us to slowly pour the mix into the milk, and then then you stir as you're doing it. If you have a mixer, like a electric one or whatever, it wants you to do that on low speed and then on medium speed for 3 minutes. But I don't have an electric one, so I've always just had to mix it myself. Which, you know, is a little bit harder to do, but it turns out good either way. So I'm just pouring it in a little bit at a time and mixing with this mixer. And you want to try to do it, you know, pretty quickly just to get it mixed thoroughly. But if you have like bad wrists or something, I definitely look into getting, you know, electric mixer or whatever they're called. I've just never had one, and I'm just used to doing it like this. But it would save a lot of energy. But as you pour it in and stir, you'll see that it's starting to get thicker. And that's how we want it, you know, is to be like a cheesecake thick. And I normally, when I mix, I'll go like one way for a little bit and then turn and go the other way. I don't know if it helps or not, but that's just how I do it. And if you're not careful, you'll get it everywhere. So try to be careful. That's why I think I use this big bowl, because normally if I use a smaller bowl, I get it everywhere. But you can tell, like, the consistency is starting to get thicker. And yes, your arm will get tired. I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest in so that I can hold it with 2 hands. I normally turn the bowl to the side. I don't know why, but that's just something I normally do. Oops. Knock stuff over. But make sure you get the mix from off the sides too. That way you're getting all the mix into the mixture. And if you put too much milk, then it won't get this thick consistency like it needs to be for cheesecake. So just watch your measurements. Okay, let's see. And sometimes I'll turn the bowl while I mix too. That seems to help. It's a little bit easier if you do that. Okay, let's see what it says now. I think we just pour it in there. Okay, so we're going to spread the filling into the crust, and then we're going to put it in the, well, I'm going to cover it, and then we chill it in the refrigerator for an hour at least, which normally when I make stuff like this, I don't make it the time it wants you to do it, but just to be the best, they suggest an hour. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put it inside of the crust. This big bowl is heavy. And I normally just put it in the middle, like put all of it right there in the middle, and then get a spoon or something and spread it out. And if you get, they have ones like these that are cherry cheesecake and stuff that will come with other things to put on top. I get, I think it's strawberry. I've got it before, and you put like a glaze over it, but I really like just regular cheesecake the most. I don't really care for the flavored kinds, but I eat them. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure I get all this filling out. Let's see, that spoon's dirty. So I'm just going to take a spoon and just kind of push it out towards the edges. Make it evenly everywhere. This is where I too normally spin the plate, or you know, the whatever, and it kind of helps you get it going where you want it to go. Just be careful because the filling, if it comes up, it will pull up some of the graham cracker stuff that's not really buttered down a lot, but for the most part it'll stay where it needs to be. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so there is the cheesecake. You just cover it now and put it in the refrigerator for up to an hour, or however, you know, however you like it. You may like it not really chilled. I mean, it's just, I guess, a preference. But let me cover it real quick with my saran wrap. I swear saran wrap is just hard to get where you need it to go, I think. I always mess up with the saran wrap where it's so it sticks together and stuff. I use a lot of aluminum foil. Let's see if that's enough. So it's so easy to get it to stick when you don't want it to stick to something. Okay, so I'll put this on the bottom. Pull it. And wrap it. Good enough. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. Okay. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said earlier, I was just trying to make a few, since I haven't made a video in a week or so. But I plan on tomorrow doing one, an update on, you know, the denture process and everything. next month I actually go for a hard reline. But hope you guys are having a good night, and thanks for watching. Bye.